But we're going to talk about leadership in education. And Shanika and I have, we're colleagues at a global university, and I won't say University of Phoenix, and I mentored her when she first came on board here at the Richmond, Virginia campus. And we're in the School of Business where I am lead faculty. And I do have a lot of hats, which if you've been watching these YouTube videos, you know I have a lot of hats. However, when it comes to talking about content and relative topics that just about anyone can view these YouTube videos and get a tidbit, education and leadership are really, we're passionate about that.
Very much so.
Very passionate about that. And when we decided that we're going to look at leadership in a corporate environment, we also said, well, let's look at it, you know, what kind of education is required for someone to be a corporate leader.
Right.
So why don't you just give your thoughts on that?
Well, first of all, I teach at the University of Phoenix. You were my mentor there. I've been there about 4 years now. And I come from a news background, so I definitely understand the trenches when it comes to news reporting and things like that and how vital it is. But in the classroom, I can say that I have this passion where I always express to the students that, you know, getting an education is important. It shows that you are trainable. It shows that, you know, you have had a formal education regarding a specific major or, you know, that type of thing. But it is truly important in becoming a leader that you understand the fundamentals. You know, it is up to, say, at the CEO level to know the vision, but, you know, to make it to that level, you need to know the basics, and you need to climb, I guess, before you walk.
Right, and we talked about, you know, there's leadership from the trenches.
Yes, there is.
And even though we, and corporations and companies, and small businesses, we want some educational background. However, that in itself does not make you a leader.
Right.
And so when you're learning from, and I'll say from the ground up, even if it's a supervisory or an assistant manager capacity, to move up into a leadership capacity, or some would call C-level.
Yes, that's right.
It takes a lot of experience, critical thinking. You've got you have to understand the vision from the top, and also how to communicate it to the layers below.
That's right. And you really have to be a quick thinker. I think you have to be very sharp, and you have to be able to communicate it, as you said, to those on the lower level. And I say this, I teach speech classes for the university, and one thing you may even say in your classes, if you can't effectively communicate your thoughts, you know, then what use is it in having a thought at all? You know, it's very important that you develop strong communication skills, and you know, being able to, strong interpersonal skills. You need to be able to work with other people.
Absolutely. And speaking of that, I'm actually completing a business communication critical thinking class, and even though I've taught them marketing and PR and all these organization development, you've got to know how all these topics in those different areas just fit in the workplace, and know when to communicate in a certain way to certain people to get your point across.
That's right.
And I'm just making it as simple as possible, but even that simplicity is difficult for some people. Even those who might even assume that they are they have on an intellectual level higher than others, and they make the mistake that since they assume that they're at a certain intellectual level, that they can communicate effectively with all the other levels, and they do not.
No, and that is so true. I think sometimes as leaders, they need to actually get to know who are working for them, and maybe if you recognize that you may not be the strongest communicator, it's important to have someone on your team that can communicate it effectively, because, you know, not everyone want you to come up to them and say, how's your day, how's Sandy doing in soccer or whatever, but they do value maybe the fact that you acknowledge them in some way, in some capacity. And you may not be able to do that at the level that you are, but it's good to have someone such as a manager who understands, okay, well, Shanika likes me to come and tell her, you know, good job, pat on the back, whereas Tom just simply wants me to just, you know, nod my head and keep it moving. You need someone on that lower level who can kind of help massage your staff to get the maximum productivity out of them.
Right, because ultimately they have to all trust each other and make sure that you understand the vision, the goal of the company, but you also have to build a level of trust. Let's wrap it up here because I think we have already started something that we might have to continue at another time.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you so much. But a couple of takeaway points for leadership in the workplace and education. What can you just give us a couple of tips?
I would say, you know what, I think it's important for us to learn what it is that we have passion for. I think it's upon each of us as individuals to get to know who we are, and once we can establish that, then you lay the foundation for what to do next in your life. You know, some people look for money. I need to go to school to make money. I need to this or that. But first establish what makes you happy and what is it that you can, how you can utilize that to give back to the community, give back to society. Once you establish that, I think the rest will come.
That's a good ending point. Thank you so much. And you have been on track with Vanessa Womack, and I'm so glad Shanika was able to join me today. Thank you.
Yes, sir.